Hello and welcome to another tier list video. Today we're taking a look at the Black Ops 1 kill streaks. Now the way I'm going to be ranking these, I'm not just going to be looking at how powerful is this kill streak compared to another. I'm also going to be considering how many kills does it take to get, because if I wasn't considering kills, then we'd have all the top kill streaks at the top and all the low kill streaks pretty much near the bottom. So I am going to be considering how many kills does it take to get versus how strong is it. So starting us off, we have the UAV, and the UAV, it's pretty much unchanged from game to game. Usually 30 or 45 seconds, I think, of scanning time for the enemies. And the strength of a UAV is pretty much just determined on how many people are running Ghost. And in multiplayer on Black Ops 1, that answer is a lot. A lot of people run Ghost, so I don't think it's incredible. But for 3 kills, not everybody runs Ghost. It's still pretty good. And for me, honestly, at 3 kills, it's good enough to find itself in the B tier. Up next, we have the RCXD. Now, this is the remote-controlled C4 RC car. Honestly, it's kind of fun to use. I enjoy using the RCXD, and while you certainly can pull off some crazy highlight plays where you're getting the multi-kills, most of the time with an RCXD, you're going to get about 1 kill. And sometimes not even that, but most of the time with an RCXD, you can get about 1 kill. I will say there's certain game types where the RCXD is stronger. I think it's something like Demolition, and there's only 1 bomb site left, and people are just really grouped up. You can get quite a few multi-kills with the RCXD, but overall, the vast majority of the time, I get an RCXD, which is usually from Care Package, because I usually don't run this one. I usually only get 1 kill. So while it's okay, it's certainly not the best kill streak. And of course, if enemies are good enough, they can just shoot it as it's coming towards them. So RCXD gonna find itself in the C tier. Up next, we have the counter UAV, the first 4 kill streak. Overall, I think this one is pretty underwhelming. Once again, like UAV, it can be shot down. But overall, I just don't think it gives you that much of an advantage. It really doesn't even give your teammates anything, where UAV, potentially reveals enemy team. Counter UAV just scrambles their radar, which I feel like it's really not that crucial. Maybe if the enemy called in a Blackbird and you call in a counter UAV, it's pretty good. But at 4 kills, I feel like a counter UAV is just really not doing a whole lot for your team, so it's actually going to find itself down in the D tier. Up next, we have the SAM turret. Now, this thing is at 4 kills, but one annoying thing about the SAM turret is when you get the 4 kills, you can't just immediately place it down. You have to call in an airdrop, and then you get the SAM turret. So that's pretty annoying, because potentially, if you call in the airdrop and get killed, someone else can take your SAM turret. So that's really annoying. That being said, when you actually get the SAM turret, I think it's a highly underrated kill streak. In other Call of Duties, I think SAM turrets are garbage. The other Modern Warfares, I think SAM turrets are almost useless. SAM turrets in this game are completely insane. Like, they are so good. I think they only get 2 shots off before they're, done and dusted. But they are incredibly strong. They will shoot down kill streaks before they even get on the map. If somebody calls in a care package and the SAM turret can see the care package helicopter coming in, it'll shoot it down before it even gets on the map, and the enemy just loses that care package because it's not going to be inbounds. Same thing with attack helicopters, shoots them down immediately. So SAM turrets I actually think are highly underrated. Almost nobody runs them, I think partially because it's annoying to have to call in the airdrop, but if you get one from a care package, I'm actually pretty happy getting a SAM turret, especially if there's a lot of kill streaks happening in the game. So SAM turrets, they're not the best. I think I would actually put them in A tier if you didn't have to airdrop them in, but because you do, they're only going to find themselves in the B tier. Up next, we have Care Package at 5 kills, and I absolutely love running Care Packages. I run them in like all the Call of Duties. It's just kind of fun, seeing what you're gonna get, potentially getting something super good at only 5 kills. Or for me, I like to run Hardline sometimes in Black Ops 1, because then it's only 4 kills for a Care Package, and you can re-roll it, so I really like Care Package a lot. I don't think it's super strong. Most of the time, you're gonna get like UAV, Counter UAV, RCXD, SAM turret, maybe a Napalm Strike. But sometimes you get lucky and you get like a Gunship or Dogs, and that just feels really good. So while I don't think Care Package is super strong, I just love running it. It's probably my favorite kill streak just because I love seeing what I'm going to get. So it's actually going to find itself in the S tier for me. Even though most of the time you won't get an S tier kill streak, I still love Care Packages. Up next, we have the Napalm Strike. Now, Napalm Strikes, as far as like airstrike kill streaks go in Call of Duty, I think this is really good. It comes in really fast, and pretty much anybody who is anywhere near the flames that get dropped are killed instantly. On Nuketown, I have seen Napalm Strikes called in where they get like 8, 10, 12 kills total just from the single Napalm Strike. Because people get killed instantly and then they just keep running over it. So Napalm Strikes, I think is really good. It's much weaker on bigger maps than it is smaller maps. You know, small maps like Nuketown, Napalm Strike's insane. But on bigger maps, it's not quite as good. So that's going to kind of average out, and it's going to find itself in a B tier. Up next, we have sentry turrets. Similar to SAM turrets, you have to call in an airdrop before you can get it. But once again, like SAM turrets, sentry turrets and Black Ops 1 are way better than other Call of Duties. Like, I think of Modern Warfare 3, the sentry turret in that game is garbage. It's like hard to die to a sentry turret in that game. But this game, sentry turrets, they have aimbots, man. I've called in sentry turrets on Nuketown that have, I kid you not, gotten me like 20 kills. I mean, they are just so quick to lock onto enemies and they kill them so quickly. That being said, they're really weak because, you know, one knife and they're dead. It takes a decent amount of bullets to actually shoot them to get them to blow up, but one knife and they're dead, so you got to put them in a good spot. But if you actually get a sentry turret on the ground in a good spot on a good map, you can really wreak havoc. It would, once again, like SAM turrets, I would put this in an A tier if you didn't have to call in an airdrop just to get it. So that is kind of frustrating, and for that reason, going to find itself in the B tier. Up next, we have Mortar Strikes, which is a kill streak similar to an airstrike, but you call it in on 3 points on the map, and it basically drops mortars. Similar to Napalm Strikes, I think this is pretty good on smaller maps. That being said, this is 6 kills where Napalm Strike's only 5 kills, and I just think Napalm Strike is a bit better all around for 1 kill less. I don't really see a whole lot of advantages to running Napalm Strike over, running Mortar Strike over Napalm Strike. You know, maybe on Mortar Strikes, you know, if you're playing domination, call in 1 on each flag and you can get a lot of kills, but overall, I just think it's a bit weaker version of Napalm Strike at 1 kill higher, so it's actually going to find itself down in the C tier for that reason. Up next, we have the attack helicopter, which is pretty standard. It's about the same as every other attack helicopter in every game. Attack helicopter in Black Ops 1, you do call in a certain spot on the map, so it hovers mostly around that area, but it can still shoot enemies from across the map. Overall, it's a pretty good one. Attack helicopters in this game have 1 flare, so if you want to shoot it down, you know, you're going to have to use 2 rockets or potentially a SAM turret. Overall, I think they're pretty average. For 7 kills, you know, you can probably expect, you know, 3, 4, maybe 5 kills from an attack helicopter if you're lucky. Sometimes less, sometimes more, but overall, it's just a pretty well-rounded, solid 7 kill streak. And for me, it's going to find itself in the B tier. Up next, we have the Valkyrie Rockets, another 7 kill streak. This is one where I believe you get 2 of the rockets, and you basically have this rocket launcher where you shoot it, and then you control where the rocket goes. This one is actually a lot of fun, kind of similar to RCXD though. You can really only expect about 1 kill. It is really nice for shooting down kill streaks because you're actually controlling it, and they can't deploy flares to, you know, dodge your attacks. So if there's an enemy chopper gunner, gunship, or even attack helicopter, it's pretty much, you know, free XP to shoot it down. So Valkyrie Rockets, pretty strong in that case, but outside of that, it's really not that great. I would say it's definitely more fun than an attack helicopter, but in terms of kills, you're probably not going to get quite as many. So at 7 kills, it's going to find itself down in the C tier. Up next, we have the SR71 Blackbird. Now, this is at 8 kills, and I love this kill streak. It's super, super powerful. It's like the advanced UAV from Modern Warfare 3, where you see everybody on the map. Ghost does not immune you to the Blackbird either. You can see the direction they're facing, and it's not like a refreshing thing like UAV or advanced UAV is in Modern Warfare 3. It is just constant, and I think it's for like 45 seconds or a minute where the Blackbird is up. It is super powerful. A lot of people run these, and for good reason. It is just incredibly strong. Gonna find itself in the S tier for sure. Up next, we have the Rolling Thunder, which is basically a really long carpet bomb airstrike. You know, similar to the Napalm Strike and the Mortar Strike. I think on smaller maps, it is really powerful. I mean, on Nuketown, if you call this thing in at the right angle, you can pretty much bomb the entire map and kill everybody who's not hiding inside. So it can be pretty strong, But overall, Rolling Thunder, for how many kills it takes, I don't think it's quite that strong. And, you know, especially on bigger maps, you're really not going to get that many kills. And if I'm getting this high of a kill streak, I really want to get a lot of kills out of it. So Rolling Thunder, great on small maps, not great on big maps for those reasons. And how high of a kill streak it is, it's going to find itself actually down in the D tier. 1 kill higher, we have Chopper Gunner at 9 kills, and this is a kill streak that I think is pretty fun to use. You're basically a door gunner with a minigun and a helicopter, and this one is pretty good. You can mow down a lot of enemies. This one I think is really good on open maps where there's not a lot of places to hide, but on maps where there's a lot of buildings, I don't think this one is quite as good. But overall, still a really solid kill streak, really fun to use as well. And on something like, you know, Nuketown or, you know, open maps where there's not many places to hide, you can rack up a lot of kills if you don't get shot down. So overall, I just think Chopper Gunner, it's a fun kill streak at 9 kills. Why not? It's the only one at 9. Throw it on. It's pretty fun to use. Gonna find itself in the A tier. Up next, we have Dogs and Gunship, both at 11 kills. And I think these are probably the 2 kill streaks you are going to get the most amount of kills on. Dogs, it's, you know, you're going to get a lot of kills, but it's not really that fun to use because you're not really controlling anything. But it is cool to call in the dogs, seeing them run around the map. And I think if you're playing at a map that has a lot of buildings, a lot of places to hide from kill streaks, Dogs is definitely the way to go. But if you're playing on an open map, I would prefer Gunship. But overall, I think Dogs is still a really solid kill streak and definitely going to find itself in the A tier. For 11 kills, you know, it's a high kill streak, but you can really rack up a lot of kills with Dogs. So definitely a solid choice there. Last but certainly not least is Gunship. Like I said, with Dogs, I usually run Dogs if I see it's going to be a map that has a lot of buildings, a lot of places to hide. But if you're on an open map, man, there is nothing like Gunship. This is probably one of the most fun kill streaks in any Call of Duty to use. You know, you're controlling the helicopter, you got the rockets, you got the machine gun. It looks so good. You get to control the helicopter, where you're looking, where you're going. I just absolutely love using Gunship. It's so much fun to play. Definitely going to be in the S tier for me. Even at 11 kills, I always have this thing on, even if I'm really not going for high kill games. I just love using the Gunship. So much fun. Definitely going to be in the S tier. And honestly, even on maps where there is a lot of buildings, if you can weave in your rockets through the windows, through the gaps in the buildings, you can still pick up those kills. So definitely a lot of fun to use. Well, that's my list. Let me know your guys' thoughts, and I hope you enjoyed.